Greetings and welcome to another episode of This World for Your Life. I am your host, Sherry Levon Harris, and thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to our podcast, where we'll explore the personal journey of an individual who has embraced a plant based lifestyle. Join us as we dive into the stories of everyday people who have embarked on their own unique vegan journeys, sharing their experiences, challenges, and triumphs along the way. Whether you're a seasoned vegan looking for inspiration or someone curious about making the switch to a plant based diet, this podcast is for you. Tonight, we will sit with a special guest to discuss their reasons for going vegan, the impact it has had on their health and well being, and how they navigate social situations and dining out. From delicious vegan recipes to tips on sustainability and ethical living. Tonight's podcast is your go to source for all things plant based. So grab your favorite vegan snack, get cozy, and join us as we explore the wonderful world of veganism together. Please like, tag, and share, and we'll be right back.
His will for your life with Cherie Harris. This is your weekly Wednesday 7 p.m. podcast. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. Informative, hot topics, testimony, interviews, along with your weekly guests and more. And now here's your host, Cherie Harris.
Greetings and welcome back. Again, I'm your host, Sherry Levon Harris. And here tonight joining me is Asha Forrest. How are you?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm well. I am well. I'm looking forward to tonight. And so I want to give you this opportunity to share with our audience who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Asha Forrest, and I do many things. But what I am by my trade profession is a teacher. But my lifestyle has caused me to become, I call myself a vegan chef. I have had no training besides life, but I've seen other people do it, and I figured if they can call themselves a chef, so can I. My daughter was born with some allergies, so that's actually what caused me or propelled me into the cooking world, and having to have her have a life as close as normal as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kind of got me started on this path. So I'm a mother, I'm a teacher, I am a dancer, I am many things. I'm a sister, a daughter, all the hats that you wear as a female.
Awesome. That's wonderful. I'll get into that later about your age. So, doesn't she look good, y'all? You'll never believe how old she is.
I believe it.
Okay, so we're going to just go into some questions. You're going to cook for us tonight, right?
I am. I'm going to
first, you want some questions first. You want to cook or questions?
Oh, I apologize. I didn't hear the question.
Oh,
well, I can shift over very quickly and then go into the questions. Either way, I'm open.
Okay.
You're gonna be too hungry? You want to wait till the end?
I know, right? You're gonna. Let's go. And that's one of my favorites. So let's go on to some questions.
Okay.
You did mention you got into vegan because of you changed your eating lifestyle because of your daughter. What inspired you to become vegan other than that, and how was the decision, and how does the decision impact your life?
Okay. So my daughter was sometimes now gluten free. She could not have dairy. She could not have corn. She could not have something else, but definitely. So I had to make her food and her cakes and her, all those different things that kids just want to have. So that's what started me living differently. Then, when I was in high school, a friend of mine introduced me to Leviticus 23, which talks about the dietary laws. And so I stopped eating pork and all of the unclean foods, except for catfish for some odd reason. I wasn't Hebrew at the time, but I was just like, I don't want God to get me.
I
So,
love
so I stopped that, and I was just on chicken and fish. And I
it.
truly believe that this is why my health issues came.
Mhm,
Now, disclaimer,
mhm,
I believe this. I'm not saying this for anyone. I'm not telling anyone to do anything. I am not a doctor. I'm just speaking about my body and what happened in my life.
absolutely.
So I only ate chicken and fish. And so I ended up having fibroids, and they grew very quickly. But part of that is from hormones. So we all know they are pumping our chicken, our foods with hormones.
Mhm.
So that's what shifted me to becoming plant based. Well, that's what got my wheels turning. And then I watched the movie What the Health. And when I tell you, I ordered a chicken sandwich to sit down and watch that movie, I couldn't finish the sandwich. I couldn't, I just, and I have never had meat since then, at least that I know of. I mean, they shove stuff in everything now, but from what I know, I haven't. So that's how I got to plant based.
Okay.
And I'm using the term plant based a little bit more, that I go in and out, but I think the correct term might be more plant based. I've heard arguments back and forth.
Mhm.
So, and I unfortunately, I did it because of my health.
Okay.
I did it so that I can have less hormones. I was fighting them fibroids naturally for about 4 years.
Mm.
Um, I do believe if that my doctor did not believe in natural medicine, and so I'll say my mom was my doctor.
Mhm.
we were we were studying, trying to figure out what to do, acupuncture, then change our diet, all of these things.
Mhm.
Um, and I think that, and I believe if anyone is suffering with that, you can change your diet, and you don't have to have an operation. You don't have to suffer. It will take commitment, and it will take a change in your life, but it can be done. And I would say start it as soon as they tell you they see something. Don't wait until it gets too large.
Mhm.
Um, in my case, I waited too long. So I ended up, because it was starting to impact the other parts of my body. So I needed to get them out so that I couldn't. And that was a very, very hard decision for me. So that's why I'm saying, please don't believe there's nothing you can do. My doctor literally told me that. And she told me, what are you going to do? Stay away from plastic? Yes, I am, as much as I possibly can. What, are you not going to eat meat? Absolutely, if that's going to help me. But sometimes some people can't grasp that. And so
Mhm.
don't let other people define what you can do for your body, because you are in control of that. And if you can believe it and the Most High has given you the power to do it, be healed.
Right. The influencer, Tabitha Brown, started out that way. I believe she was ill for a long time and couldn't understand why. And when she removed meat out of her diet and became plant based, she began to heal. And so that's her story.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my niece started her vegan life when she watched the movie Food Inc.
Okay.
Yeah.
The truth is scary, and you realize
Yeah.
you have to be in control of
Right.
what. put in your mouth, not just take other people's words for it.
Mhm. Can you share a memorable moment or experience that have strengthened your commitment to veganism?
That that was that
That was it.
well, I can tell you, okay, so you can be vegan and you can be unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Be plant-based and be unhealthy because you can eat sugar
Mm-hmm.
from a plant. You can eat bread, like all of those things that are not the best for vegan food that is frozen, the commercial, the chemicals that they put in there, the ones that are made in a lab somewhere, and then they just give it to you to eat and say it's plant-based. All of that can harm you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to eat clean, right? So I can say that I believe, how you do something and then you're like, oh, this really works.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you were doing it before, like I believe this, and then you see a difference, and then you are like, oh, I am now a fan of this. And
Yes.
so when I go on my binges of sweet tea
Mm-hmm.
or bread,
Mm-hmm.
I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have eaten so that now when I eat bread, I actually have a reaction to it. Like I actually have mucus. So I don't know if that's an aha moment, but it is a moment that I know this is real and this is makes a big difference because I've removed myself from the average way of eating. When I try to, I see how damaging it is for my body.
Mm.
Almost instantly, I have a reaction. If I'm doing too much sugar, my joints are stiff. You
Wow.
know, I don't. I feel like the aches and pains again. Of just that sugar wearing what it does to your body.
Right. Right.
Same with bread. You know how some people eat hot sauce and their nose runs. If I eat bread,
Wow.
that happens to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm. It does.
What challenges have you faced on your plant-based journey, and how have you overcome them?
The challenges that I faced in the beginning more so, well, still sometimes now, but plant-based foods and choices are improving now. So, but going out, right? I am a single mother. I have 2 kids, so went running around in between. It was just like, oh, I can get you chicken, I can get you this, and I'll eat fries. Like there was nothing, or a salad, which is really hard to do on the go.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to, that was a challenge is years ago. So I think I've been vegan about 7, 8 years, 7, 8 years, a long time, 6, 7, 8 years. It's been a long time. My kids were not driving. I don't think they were driving. So yeah.
So you were about to touch on it, but how do you approach social situations such as dining out or attending family gatherings as a plant-based lifestyle?
So my family on my mother's side, I think is very conscious of what they eat. So there's no problem on that side, unless we're like a kid's birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned to eat before I come. I've learned to bring my own food. I
remember that when we were hungry coming out of Yom Kippur,
yeah.
that long service, and you had all those snacks and healthy.
Wait a minute, I got something in this bag somewhere. Yes. Part of that is because we don't buy or sell on Shabbat. So I got into that practice of, packing, especially going there like on Shabbat. But yes, I try to pack my food. I try to one thing I was gonna say how I countered it or is cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So thankfully I enjoy cooking. And so I have to do that. I have to cook. I've even got to the point where I actually like my food better than eating out, except for some Mexican restaurants and some Indian restaurants. I'm like, you got it. I don't know what y'all are putting in there. I'm gonna learn it. but I don't know what it is. So I can go for them. But like, because it's their spices that we don't use on a regular basis. So I have to learn what those different spices are. But that's the exciting part for me of cooking, is figuring out the Indian spices, the Mexican spices, the Jamaican, the African spices, like definitely not eating American, but all of the foods that they have that we have not experienced, because most of them have health values.
Right.
They have help. There's a value to their seasonings that they use, the herbs, the cinnamon, the cumin, like those things all the time. They all add value to you. So my goal, especially when I first started, was to never eat anything that didn't provide health for me. But always eat. That's why I started the page. Eating to live is just, what can we eat? Because it's hard. I look at it as a ministry. Like, let me do the work. So all you have to do is go figure out what recipe to do, what to do. Because having to start from scratch is amazing. It's an amazing feeling to make something, but it's not for everyone.
That's true. See, it's therapeutic for me. I love to cook.
Yes.
And so I experiment on a lot of meals. Especially when we did the Daniel fast, I would cook all kind of plant-based meals, and it was. And we have a question from Paula Jean, and she asks, "How do you make sure you get enough protein in your diet?" It's a good question.
It is a good question. I happen to have the answer right here. I'm just kidding. I don't have all the answers, but I do have this. I was intending on, we're going to be cooking with this later on, so that's why I have it. But this is our chickpeas. These are dried chickpeas. And for those of you, here's a teaching moment, because in my heart, I am a teacher. For those of you, where is it? Have not seen a dried chickpea, this is what this is. It is hard. Chickpeas, you can get proteins from greens. You can get proteins from nuts. You can get protein from protein shakes, but I don't necessarily think that's the healthiest way. And even though I do drink them, one of my acupuncturists, this was a few years back, she would always ask me, "Why do you get protein from dead things?" And I'm like, good question. You should always eat things that are alive. And so that's where I would go. Beans. And because these, you put them back in the water and they are going to no longer be dried. And so they are not dead. Sprouts, I'm not sure, but for some reason sprouts came to mind. Lentils is another one. This is another go-to that I'm actually cooking at this moment for myself. But lentils is another source of protein.
Awesome. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I did know that you can get them from some vegetables, though. I didn't know with those. And chickpeas are one of my favorites.
I actually just looked up. Chickpeas have 14.5 grams of protein. They also have magnesium.
Really?
Iron, zinc. Yep.
Magnesium, that's good to know too.
Vitamin B, potassium. So there's a lot. And that is in 1 cup. Well, that's just what they have in them. Yep.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
Have you noticed any physical or mental health benefits since transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle?
I think with going plant-based, I'm going mental now. Going with plant-based has caused me to look at my whole life. And nature. Like, I don't know, I have a whole cabinet over here full of teas. Like it's now I'm looking at herbs for medicine. Like, I can pull out mullein leaf and elderberry. Like, it has caused me to just figure out what were we intended to do originally, and then to live that way. How do how can I eat off of the land?
Mm.
9/11, not 9/11. COVID made me say, what in the world? Like, I need to be able to maintain myself because these shelves are empty.
Absolutely.
So I started a garden. It's just kind of like, I don't know if you know that story. If you give a mouse a cookie, then it wants this, and then it want this. Again, I'm telling on myself, but that is the how it kind of spiraled in my life. So, okay, I can actually heal myself because my fibroids did shrink, by the way. Like, I didn't mention that, but they actually did shrink, and they continued to shrink. And then it got to a point where, and here's the funny thing, they shrunk. I was eating more vegetables, and then they increased. You know why they increased? Because I was not washing and soaking my vegetables. So even though I was eating more vegetables, I was intaking, again, this is Asha's theory. I did not, I have not attended one class in anybody's doctor.
Right.
But this is what I know from me doing my Google research and trying to figure out, like, you have to clean the vegetables. You have to soak them. You have to get the pesticides off of them. My garden is chemical free. I try not to eat anything that you, again, have to question organic, because I've had conversations with people who are like, yeah, that's not 100%, but soaking them regardless really helps. I started doing that and they shrunk again. Pain in the butt. I mean, it is not the easiest thing to do. It is not easy to live that or to do that. So I cannot say that I soak every single thing the way it should be or scrubbed it. Sometimes there is a wrench that happens. Like, sometimes there is a can that is open. But at least if you know better, you can do better when.
Absolutely.
And that's my whole point, is to be able to share the information so that if you have an opportunity to do better, you will. If you can make choices, you'll make the best one. So that's kind of like how I started. Now, physically, my joints were better. They told me I had arthritis. I had this and that. And we started with tart cherry juice and turmeric and, eating those things. And that you see an absolute difference in your body.
Where did you first notice it in your body? Was it your face? Was it your body itself?
You mean losing weight or feeling health benefits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't in my body when I felt, the shrinking of the fibroids, the joints, the stiffness, not getting as many colds. Even I actually did have COVID one time, but even that was a quick response. Like, I think I was sick like 4 days, with it, because of the herbs that I was taking, not because of anything. I mean, I want to say prayer as well, but but I was taking herbs to help. And I think the sea moss that was in your body, the dandelion, the burdock root, all those things that I'm taking. So it's not just that I'm eating. I am trying to. Please don't follow me around and be like, gotcha, because I do eat some sugar too. I'm trying to. I mean, the ultimate would be when I can say, I am sugar-free and me. I have said it many times, but it did not last. So that is going to be the ultimate for me. But until then, I am purposely every morning putting dandelion into my green tea. I'm putting burdock root into my green tea. Some of these words I might be pronouncing wrong, but charge it to my brain, not my heart, as they say. Trying to mullein tea, use what the Most High has provided for us to to heal our bodies and to do it on a consistent basis, not wait until something's wrong, but just instead of using the black tea, use green tea. Instead of go to a herbal tea or a chamomile or a lavender. All of these things have healing properties for you. Put cinnamon in your water, put cinnamon in your tea. Those things help your body. They're just,
Yes.
it's better to eat them and prepare.
Mm-hmm.
You just eat the food that's out there, you're not feeding yourself anything.
Right.
Just eating dead food.
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to live on dead food.
Right. As we come to a close, because we want you to have an opportunity to prepare something in front of us,
Mm-hmm.
but we can, those who would like to start their journey and their switch over, what advice would you give to someone who's interested in adopting a plant-based diet and lifestyle?
I would start slow.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, but I would. But I had health issues, so I guess that determines. If I was in pain, I had health issues, and I was at the point of I need this to be fixed now, and so I did. I think I had the grace of the Most High to do that in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I do know there are people. I haven't desired cheese or haven't desired chicken. I cook it. I cook it for my kids sometimes. I cook. My daughter now is plant-based, but my son still eats meat. We keep the dietary laws, but he still does the beef. He still does. I do lamb on Passover. Like I can cook it, but I don't desire to eat it. The only time I have desire to eat it is not because I want to taste it. It's because I'm hungry, and that's what is right there. Not because I want it. I probably wouldn't be able to eat it. Like the Impossible Burger makes me sick, so I can't.
Really? I like the Impossible Burger. But you know what I like best, though? And I don't know if they're the same, but the Beyond Burger. I like.
Yeah. One of them is worse than the other for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just don't. The smell of burgers when we cook on the grill,
Yeah.
it's just. But that's something I wish I could get that for sugar. But I have not gotten that yet for sugar. But that is a prayer. Like, take the taste out of my mouth.
Mine is
So that happens. Okay, so people who want to come in, I would say start clean. Just start cleaning up your diet. Because if I were on a farm and I grew my own animals, I would eat them. Well, I probably wouldn't eat them because I would be too tenderhearted. They would be my friends. But if I was able to eat them or in somebody else's farm, I would eat them because I know that they don't have any chemicals in them or they're not pumped with hormones. So that is my reason. I know there are a lot of people out there who are like, save the animals. And I understand that. But for me, I was trying to save myself. I was trying to live to the best of my ability. So I would suggest go clean. And then once you go clean, you get into a lifestyle because clean food tastes different. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be a whole bunch of sugaries. I would say get off the sauces because that's so full of sugar and it's not good for you. Like all the extra, every once in a while, but some people who like, it's all ketchup and like a little bit of fries left there, or they have double, like give me extra salt. There's so much sugar that is not necessary. Make your own.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you know that you can make anything that you can buy in a store. Mm-hmm. And you don't have the preservatives in it. You don't have the extra sugar. It's crazy how much sugar they put in things that don't need sugar.
That's true.
Make your own spaghetti sauce. So I would say start there. Try to clean up your diet. Eat the meat, but try to clean up your diet. Mm-hmm. Then I would go to, or if you're feeling dangerous, you can do it at the same time. I would go to like one meal where it's just vegetables. Mm. Or, then you move to, I'm going to eat vegetables 3 days a week, kind of like exercise, I'm going to do 3 days a week because you'll find out it's not that bad. But I think you just make yourself go cold turkey, you're just miserable and you feel like, you're
missing something. We have a question. You ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a website? No.
I don't. I have a Facebook page and,
her Facebook Facebook page is Eating to Live.
Hmm.
Follow that.
I have a page and a group, and the group is much more active than the page. But I am going to have a YouTube channel. I am. I'm going to do it,
Yes,
and I
you
am going to do cooking classes on there. And so I'm gonna just put it out there. I am going to do a. It'll probably be more of a page for called Because She Can, and so it will have different facets of just living a complete life. um I'm gonna say like as a woman, but that doesn't mean that men can't go on there, but just the like, how do I sustain myself? Gardening, cooking, sewing, like things that we don't learn anymore
mm-hmm.
from people who not just from me, because I'm learning too, but what I just feel like is important, that we're leaving so many things out. We're so fascinated with, showing our bodies and getting all the views, that we're missing true femininity, true health, true love. And people are dying. They are hurting because everything is so superficial. So my goal is to bring it back to what is really real and what is important, and how do we get the love of the Father? Like, how can we just bring back to what we should be doing and not chasing behind this race of a world, and actually realizing like how we can be valuable
Mm-hmm.
just being a daughter of the Most High,
Right.
being a mom, like be actually taking care of our kids and not running after people. I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying that, but I mean like valuing family.
Here come Deep Prophet Harris. Is
Uh-oh.
there any biblical reference to eating plant-based?
So, people try to say like, well, you have in the Garden of Eden where they ate the fruits, and then you have in Revelations where they say about the tree being healing for the nations.
Mhm.
I do believe that in the beginning we were plant based. I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody that you have to be plant based. I do think that was original design, and knowing him, I should pull up the scripture because
Mhm.
he's going to say that. So, um, but so, oh, I thought it came up there. Let's go. How about I put it in the chat because I don't want to search unless somebody else has it faster. But yes, I know in Genesis, we were plant based in the beginning. We were not eating the meat, but I don't. I know that there are some Hebrews that say like we have to eat food. Vegetables. I don't believe that. You see that all throughout the land where they were eating meat. However, I think it is the best choice, and I think it will be. And these are all Asha's thoughts because I can't find the direct scripture fast enough,
Mhm.
Elder Omar. But I will
Yeah,
put it in the chat after I search for it because
I'm trying to find it too because he did say he put on the earth um, uh, plant for food, and
right.
I'm just trying
Plant
to.
for meat. He actually says plants for your meat. So I that's why I think the original plan was okay. Let me just stop talking. Plan. I was trying to do both at the same time, but since we need to do this,
So try Genesis 1:29 through 30.
okay.
I don't have my Torah, my when I study from my Blue Letter Bible with me, but it says, God said, "See, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is upon the face of the earth, and every tree with seed is its fruit. and you shall have them for food, and to every beast of the earth, and to every bird of the air, and to everything that creeps on the earth, everything that has the breath of life. I have given every green plant for food, and it was so.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, here he comes with the scripture.
A little late now, sir. A little late now. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. But I believe because we kept talking about and you kept saying his original intent, and I believe that that's one of the reasons why I started studying it in the Torah, because I wanted to know his original intent for us.
Right.
Now, and I knew it was more than what I've been taught. What was more, it was more than tradition. It was simply what he said he wanted, and like that scripture ended, and it was so.
It was so. There's so many things that if we get back to the original intent,
Mm-hmm.
we can begin to peel away all of the lies and all of the falsehoods that we've believed in the past. And food is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
We just assumed, oh, the FDA said it was okay. And you have to do the study for yourself. You have to look into what is in there. What is like in this can that they're putting it. You see the different. This is an example of a whole food. It's just one ingredient. And I know I brushed over that kind of quickly, but if you're still eating meat, then you're looking at a potato, a piece of meat, and some string beans, not out of a can, fresh or frozen if you have to. But don't get the box.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is like, just start there. If you are not a person who likes to cook, then just start eating that. Get herbs. I was cooking for my father when he was trying to heal himself.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things he said is, I like the way you season. And I was seasoning with herbs, like straight.
The best. Yeah.
Yes, from the garden, straight herbs. And it was so different from him because I'm like, I was just, it's oil and herbs. That's it. Like but we're used to a lot of sugar, a lot of salt.
Mm-hmm.
The American diet does not really use herbs like pepper, the different types of peppers that you can use.
Right.
All those things help to heal your body as well.
And it was made for that.
It was made for that.
And that we eat should be eating us, if you will, while we're eating it. So it should be healing us.
Absolutely. And I think when we buy into this is the right thing to do, unfortunately, a lot of African Americans or melanated people, they think, oh, that's too much. I don't want to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that. I can do this. Or they're a product of their environment.
Right.
So around the corner is McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Checkers, whatever it is. They eat all of that salt and sodium, and they're like, oh, diabetes runs in my family. High blood pressure runs in my family. But we can stop those things by what we eat.
Mm-hmm.
We can stop those things. And so that is, if you can't take anything else away from that, I just want people to understand that this is not this is not unobtainable. And it's not something that you have to do for a whole lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling up my chickpeas again. A bag, this might be 3 bags of chickpeas. I got them at Walmart. I got them at the Super Walmart down the street. $2, maybe $3 a bag. If all you can eat is chickpeas and you chop up some onions.
Yep, curry them. They're delicious.
You can curry these things. Look, you can eat well.
Yeah.
You're not going to be eating out in the streets, but if you can cook, you can eat well, and you can repair your body. The meal we're going to do today, is it okay if I transition into that, or do you have another question for me?
I did, and we can transition right into that.
Okay.
How do you stay informed about plant-based eating and keep up with the latest trends and developments in plant-based diets?
So I am a recipe geek, maybe you could say that. I'm one of those people that stay up at night on my cell phone and be like, oh, I can make that. I can do that. Exactly. Or I'm doing what I just said. What's the value of how many what's the protein in chickpeas? Or we on the page we did like a study of the my nuts over here, like the different nuts, and like
Mhm.
okay, if I'm going to have a snack, which one has the best value, which one has more fat, like just trying to figure that piece out. So okay, of course on Facebook I've joined a few vegan groups, but it's just being interested. So when you're interested in something, you search it out. Also, if you're on Facebook or Google, it all comes to you once you search one thing. Your algorithm, I guess, it connects to that. Let's see. Oh, he found another one. It connects to that. So I purposely, and then I like going to different vegan restaurants. That doesn't necessarily keep you up to date. And I will tell you, it's very rare to find vegan restaurants that are whole foods.
Yeah.
A lot of them are junk foods. When I'm eating, I choose to eat a lot of fruits.
Mhm.
Well, in a fruit bowl. For some reason, I like them in a fruit bowl better than just by themselves. I don't know. It's a mental thing, but like the acai bowls and different things. So you can eat those people who are trying to be potassium would be bananas.
Is there
Bananas.
anything else?
Hmm?
Is there any other fruit? Because I know about the bananas, but is there anything else? I had the other night the most wicked pain ever, and it was a Charlie horse in each leg that
Mm.
I woke up screaming that I woke my child up, and I was told I needed potassium.
Well, for Charlie horses, what we have is mustard.
Really?
Yes, yellow mustard. It's like a joke in the house, like get the mustard. But that is yes, the mustard, it works. It's nasty, but you squirt it in your mouth and it will take that pain away.
Really?
Um, I think sweet potatoes are high in potassium. I think sweet potatoes are.
Yeah.
I can look up some more things, but I think offhand, I think sweet potatoes. Um, what? Hold on, let me see. Beets.
Beets?
Oh, okay, here. So you got black beans.
Hmm.
You have white beans. They did say beets. Watermelon.
Get out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something they said tomato sauce, but I would not agree with it. Well, not the potassium, but I wouldn't agree to eat it. So, like, if I'm looking at this list here, I would not choose white potatoes. I would choose sweet potatoes, even though it's on the list. Like, I think as you sort through this, that's another thing that watermelon, I would choose because there are other healing properties that come with
Mhm.
that also.
And then tomatoes, I hear, isn't that good for those who have diabetes.
And it has acid reflux, like it causes
Right.
in you. So yeah, that's why I wouldn't do tomatoes. So you could pick through, and I also would be very careful when I use, just like you're citing a paper, when I go on, I read more than one source, just because anybody can,
Absolutely.
have a page, but that doesn't mean that they're telling the truth.
Right. What are you cooking for us today?
Chickpeas. We're going to do a chickpea salad. So I'm going to go over there and then I will pick up again in a second, if you don't mind.
While she transitioned over, I'm just going to be here with you guys. If you have any more questions, please feel free to share those. She's ready.
All righty. All right. We are doing chickpeas tonight. Chickpeas tonight. So what I did, this is a dish, I guess you can call it. I call it a meal. I did the cheat. So I know there's already one person on here who's going to have something to say about this, but whatever. They shall remain nameless.
I can only imagine.
Huh?
I can only imagine.
Yes. Yeah. You know. This, I did the cans because I needed to do it quickly. But when you're soaking the chickpeas, you're going to soak them in water. When the raw ones or the dried ones, you're going to soak them in water. If you want to do it quickly, though, you can boil the water first and then let it soak. But either way, it takes longer than it took for me to get off of work and be ready for this. So I use the cans. Okay. And then what I did was I, of course, rinsed them out in a strainer. I put them in a food processor and I paused it, like paused it like 7 times. Not pause, like you push the pause button. And it blended to make this.
Okay.
You can see the texture here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so now we're going to just do easy assemble. I have onions. I'm going to show you. I want to show you the consistency of them. Hopefully you can see that. I have chopped up garlic, onions, and celery. And I'm going to put it in the bowl. I like to add all of my ingredients. When I'm making the chickpea, I like to add all of my ingredients first so that I do not have extra, like I want to make sure it's evenly balanced. So I add all of this, then I add my seasonings, and then I put the mayo in there. And then I can see that if every spoonful I have has something in it that I want. So I have combined all my seasonings, but I'm going to show you what I've used. So I've got black pepper. I have pine. Country chicken seasoning. Okay. Parsley. Basically, you're going to season it just like you would make regular chicken salad. However you make your chicken salad, that's what I would put in there. You see me adding extra chicken seasoning, though, because this is not chicken. This is chickpeas. Okay. And then now the star of the show is this. This, again, is a processed product. So you can actually just make it with those things. But if you want to kick it up a notch, it is not the most healthy thing. So I would not use this all the time. This might be if you are going to a barbecue with some non-vegan people or something like that. You just want to, because this is not 100%. Like it has sodium in it though, but it has celery, onions, made of vegetables, corn, canola oil, so that's something I not want to have often. Yeast extract, okay, syrup. So it's not whole food. It's not a whole food. I mixed all of them into my bowl, my coconut bowl, and then I'm just going to pour it in there. I'm going to mix around so that I can see that everything is evenly distributed. And looking at our time, we started this. I just want to show you how quick this is. Now, of course, I already paused it and I already chopped everything. That's one of the things that is a little bit harder with vegan food, is having to chop up all of the vegetables all the time. I'm going to add a little bit more. And then we're going in with some relish. And again, I am making sure it is, that was 2. Making sure it is evenly distributed. So I'm going to again take the spoon and just mix it around so that if I were to pick this up, I want a little bit of pickle, I want a little bit of a chickpea, a little bit of celery, a little bit of onion. And it's harder to do that when you have the mayo in there. You can't see. Okay, let's see if you can see this or not. I don't know if you can see without spilling it on my thing. I don't have my cell phone that I can show you. I am going to do a teaspoon of this. And then I'm going to add in the mayo, and we're going to mix it all together. We're going to top it onto a salad, and we're going to be done in less than 10 minutes. I purposely used the last bit of the mayo, but let's go. Now, you can actually make vegan mayo yourself. So you can make vegan mayo. You do not have to buy the store-bought mayo. Anything you have in the store, you can make yourself. You can make milk. So you can make milk, so you don't have to be subject to any of the other things or chemicals that they put in the food. Usually I would have a wooden spoon because this sound is bothering me. But I'm in the mood to preserve dishes today. Hopefully you can hear me. It's not so loud over these banging spoons. All right, and we are done. Just like that. We are done. With this. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to top it. You, of course, can eat this however you like. I have a salad already made here. You can put it on a salad. You can put it on a crackers. You can put it wherever you like. He doesn't know it, but this is about to be my son's dinner. And this is what it looks like. The final. I'm just moving this from one place. The final product. And you'll have to follow my page for salad dressing. But really, you don't need any with this. But of course, there's plenty of salad dressings that you can make. Would you like me to ship this to you? You're muted.
It looks delicious. I wish you could. I would like for you to put the recipe in the comments.
Sure.
Because I know they're going to want to know. And so if you can share that would be great. So if you can send it to me, I can put it in there, or after the show, you can do that.
Okay. And I will say this with chickpeas, I meant to mention it earlier. You can make something with tastes like egg salad. You can make tuna fish.
Mm-hmm.
I mix heart of palm, and I'm going to show you this because most people don't know what heart of palm is.
Mm-hmm.
Heart of palm is actually from the palm tree, and chickpeas together to make like crab cakes.
Mm-hmm.
You can do buffalo chicken salad. You can make chickpeas like with jackfruit and like what do you call them? Like chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many things. Chickpeas, and just by themselves on soup, curry, jerked. Like there's so many ways that you can eat chickpeas. Right now, lentils too. I just have lentils cooking almost the same thing that I put in the chickpeas. I'm cooking them in the lentils. I never did these things before, and it's so easy to make them. And they're so much better for you than French fries. So much better for you than chips, and it's easy to make. Like I can just put this in the refrigerator and snack on it.
Right. Karen asked, do you use mushrooms in some of your recipes?
No.
No.
So a long time ago, my mother is probably watching this and she can attest. I have not, ever since I found out, we live near Lancaster, PA, which is where one place they grow mushrooms. And ever since I found out it was a fungus, and when you go through that place, it is absolute, like it makes you want to throw up to drive. Like it stinks so badly. I couldn't. I have gone hungry. My mom used to like shove them in spaghetti. Like, you can't taste them. I just wouldn't eat. So no, I have not. Now I have taken mushroom supplements.
Really?
But I do not. So I'll do.
Are good.
I heard that. And actually, truth be told, I've heard two arguments that we shouldn't be eating them because it's like a bacteria in your body. And then I've heard that they're good for you. So again, it's one of those things that I think it depends on, what you believe and who you follow. But I'm satisfied without them.
I made chicken salad. I've made chicken nuggets out of mushrooms, and my son, he loves them. You can't tell him that that's not chicken. It's good.
Jackfruit is like that too. Yeah, jackfruit is like that too. And even in the heart of palm, you can do fried fish. You can do baked fish tacos. I mean, you were talking about putting the crumbles in your
chili.
You can make that with walnut meat. You can make that with black beans. You don't need to put any of like the fake meat products in there. You can do a black bean chili. When we did Sukkot, we had a good, and non-vegans okay, Tommy was like, I don't know vegan chili. He was like, oh, this is good because it's just vegetables.
So, yeah. It is. It really is good. We have another question for you from Pat. What should seniors be aware of when making the vegan change?
I don't think it's any different than I don't think seniors, middle-aged, babies. I think I do know B12 is something that everyone needs to have. It's very hard. You can't get it from vegetables. So you need to have that. I think if you were eating like we mentioned earlier, the herbs and the vegetables that you're supposed to have, and you're doing it in a clean way, I think you will have everything you need. If you think about gorillas, that's one thing that always gets me. They only eat vegetables. They are not lacking for anything, and they're very strong. If you think about our ancestors, I believe more than likely they ate vegetables. Now, you need to pick what you're eating because some vegetables were created. They don't have all the nutrients in them that we need. Some of them are full of chemicals because they've been sprayed on. So I don't think that we're eating the same as our ancestors did 200 years ago. I don't think the ground, the nutrients is the same. But I do think that you can do it. Seniors can do it. And again, I would say start slow and ease your way in.
So that goes. You finished? I'm sorry.
That's okay. I know you're just itching to get to that last question.
I am, because I was surprised. I was really surprised. I thought you were much, much younger than that. See, look at that. 27. And I said 25.
Get it?
Nope, she's not 27. Not at all. And I don't know if that's in her genes or did this lifestyle change, add to that. I don't know, but if you guess it right, you get a free merchandise.
Oh, I know. I know.
You cannot.
I know. I'm gonna have somebody else call in. Hey, we can share it. We can. Oh, by the way, if you haven't gotten her merchandise, you need to get it. And I have like 5 or 6 things in my box to order from you. Wait, I did order. Didn't I order?
No. No.
Oh, no. It was, I sent something for housewarming, but I have order is one of my things. I have keep picking them and then goes away and I keep picking them. So I'm going to do it though. But anyway, everybody else should order too.
Paula has guessed it, and Paula, tell me what you want.
That's that she does not count.
Why? She's a relative.
Yes.
You out of order, Paula. That's not your mom, is it? Because I don't want to be calling her Paula.
No. That's my younger sister.
Okay. You out of order, Paula. Okay. So now, all right. So yes. Yeah, that was fun. But she doesn't look 50, does she, y'all? Not at all. Paula Williams said 50. Did you say 50 after the other Paula said 50, Paula Williams?
She said 27 first, didn't she?
She said 27, but she may have come back through.
Oh.
So it could have gone because they both had the same time. So she said pick the non-related Paula. My mother is laughing. So okay, Paula Williams, I'll send you something. That's funny. All right, you guys. We're gonna come to a close. I enjoyed you, Asha.
I had a good time.
Had a great time.
Did. I enjoyed you as well. When I get the page running, I'll tell you.
We gotta have you come back then.
Mm-hmm.
Have to come back and share your page and cook something else for us.
Yeah, I might even do a mushroom thing.
Just
for you.
Just for Karen.
Not to eat though.
Well, I think I'm gonna make this maybe for Friday's dinner. I'll fry some mushrooms.
Have at it. Enjoy.
They are delicious, child. They taste like chicken.
So I've heard. I don't know where they came from.
Guys, we are coming to a close. Next week, I believe we may have Ema's Garden here, and hopefully she will share some things with us as well. And that would be it. Have a great rest of your week. Remember, it's okay not to be okay, just as long as we don't stay in that place. And make sure you get someone that you can talk to help you through some difficult times during this season. Thank you.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, you sure can.
Happy birthday, Dad. Sorry.
Happy birthday. Oh, that is wonderful. Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday. Yes. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day with some fond memories of that. Okay. Good night, everyone. Thank you again. Asha, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
Let's see. Last Sunday we were on, and I closed out before even doing the credits. It was crazy. But have a good night, everyone, and please come back here next week at the same time. If Yeshua says the same, we'll see you back here next week. Good night, everyone. Shalom.
Shalom.
Join us again next week for another riveting and informative segment of His Will for Your Life podcast with Sherry and her special guest.
Good night, everyone. Bye. Close out.